What's going on, YouTube? Zach is back, bringing you another Pokemon Unite replay analysis commentary thing. You know, if you like this sort of thing, let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, all this stuff, I really appreciate your support. Let me know what you like, let me know what thoughts you might have, anything you think I should do in the future videos. But anyway, we have a fun Ho-Oh game here. It ended up working really well with the Sky-Tech Fire Spin moveset. And I think that this moveset was always really good still, but the other moveset sort of outshined it. And the other moveset has been nerfed finally to the point that I think both are on the same playing field again. Which is probably for the best. It does feel bad because the other build was so much more fun. But this build is also fun and good too. I just prefer the other build if I can get away with it. But in any case, it was a really good game by both sides overall, I thought. There was lots of shining moments. They did get dunked on in lane, I thought. And this duo had a hard time playing into me, I think. This Charizard wrecked us a few times, but that's just how Charizard goes. Let's just get into it, I think. So, now that both builds are available on Ho-Oh, I like to look at the lineups to sort of think about how the game is going to play out to determine what build I want to play. And if I play Sacred Fire Flamethrower in a game like this, BlueStacks just runs up to me and forces me to use stun on him every time, and if I don't have it, I just can't do anything. He just slows me and stuns me and puts me to sleep, and it's annoying. And it really sucks. And there's also Snorlax as well, and that's something we don't want to play into so much with all the CCs and shit. So I figured Sky Attack Fire Spin was actually pretty good this game. And I actually do like Sky Attack in terms of the last hit potential on it. As I've said in previous videos and in my guide, of course, Sky Attack gives really strong last hit, so it's very good for contesting objectives, actually, and for securing KOs, which is really valuable, honestly, in any bracket of Pokemon Unite, but I'd say especially if you're climbing early on, because think about how many games you have where the enemy team just barely lives, you know? Sometimes you want to be the guy that makes sure that doesn't happen, as opposed to the guy who's trying to, put them into the grave on his own. In any case, so far things are going very well. We picked up a very nice double kill. Scored some points, stole their farm, now we're farming our side, and they get basically nothing. They're both level 3 still. And this is sort of the sort of thing that can happen if both your Pokemon die early on. It really makes it hard to get back into the game. We see here Snorlax likely stacking, trying to score a little, maybe just for XP. In any case, we have 5, so we're able to basically force him into a deadlock, where if he wants any last hits, he has to throw away his life for it, just because of the fire and the damage he's taking when I fly through. And then when Armadu's alone, I just want to make it my goal to hit him as much as possible, because I have 1 level up on him, and I have way stronger moves, and I'm just a stronger Pokemon in general at this point. If I keep hitting him, between Regenerator and my boosteds, I'll stay alive as long as I need to, you know? When Snorlax comes back, it's a different story, but Greninja's there to help me, of course. And I do believe we pick up the Snorlax KO shortly, if not already. No, he runs back. So he just left his guy at this point, which honestly, I can respect. I would do the same thing in his shoes. And of course, since we're nowhere near our 9, we don't mind scoring at this point. It helps us get our XP and our levels faster. There we got caught on a bit of the geometry, that felt a little bad. And here, I made the snap decision to abandon bottom, let them farm. They can catch up if they want. They're scared anyway. I want to run top and make sure we get Regidrago. Luckily, my Latios came at the same time. And between that and my Sky Attack, I managed to secure it. Spoiler alert, I'm not going to get to score with it, but to get the XP for your team is always valuable, and making sure they don't have the buff is really nice too. If you're not in a position to score, they might be, and you don't want them to be able to. It makes it really hard for your team to hold an objective. Situations like this, I like to sort of play my... How do I put it? I play it to my limits, I don't want to die, of course, but I also don't want to back off when I know I have Regenerator kicking in soon. And look, between Regenerator and all the shields I've gotten, I'm still alive enough to keep Sky Attacking in and dealing damage aggressively. It's part of why the move is so powerful in games like this, is you just take over so much territory for your team so quickly. Like, look, even that short space, now Wigglytuff is basically guaranteed dead because my team can advance. No one on their team wants to be in the fire, so they all back off. And look at that. We steamroll our momentum and start picking up lots of KOs. And I do believe we knock out their goal zone here. We all get to score. Yep. It was a really nice overcap too. As you can see, we are up by a lot right now, like more than 100, even though we've only taken 1 goal zone. which means that bottom is also somewhat low, although they've been scoring bottom too. So in a situation like this, I see my team going bottom, and I see most of their team top. I'm thinking they're probably just going to steamroll top. Let me play on the edges here and scout, and if anyone's vulnerable, I'll sky attack them. But if not, I just want to play on the goal pad. So I throw out a sky attack here. But I have fire spin, so between that and X speed, I'm really not at risk of dying. I get another berry, and with another sky attack, suddenly I'm there cutting them off once again. And between that and a fire spin, look at the stun on that. We actually managed to get the Charizard. Oh, no we don't. Yeah. And so here our woes begin with the Charizard. This is what happened a lot this game. This Charizard was very annoying in the early and mid game, but luckily I think by the late game we managed him pretty well. In any case, you can see sort of what the plan was there and how it was supposed to work out, but things were just a little too short. We were just missing, you know, the X factor, our 2 attackers and supporter. This is one of those games where I definitely think it's a mistake not to rotate and help your other lane if the game is going like this. As in, one of them could have come top because they have Levitate, and so they could easily return bottom if they need to. Unfortunately, they steal the berry from me, so I can't live quite as long, and they managed to kill me. I just make the Wigglytuff walk as far as possible to get his points and score, waste as much time as possible. That's the nice thing about this build as well, is you run people around, and so you waste their fucking time. It's awesome. If you're in someone's jungle and you steal their thing, they just can't do anything about it, because you're just going to sky attack away, and sky attack and steal the next one, and then fly away with XP. It's like so annoying to play into as a jungler. I've been on the receiving end of it, and I've dealt it so many times. Pokemon's very good at playing aggressively, even with this build. But in a game like this, of course, where my team is all already up, I just want to do a little farming on the way top, get some levels, get myself almost to my plus move, that way I can get it from a fight, and choke with an ult, so I can save anyone that needs saving. Luckily, the damage from our attackers is starting to add up, and we are picking up the KOs we need. And just like that, we're left with no one else left to contest, and the only one we see alive is Pikachu, and he's bottom by himself, so we rip easily and get the objective. Now here I expected to fight them at 5v5 because Pikachu could easily go back home. But I have ult, so my thought is, I want to try to push, if anything, we might have a chance. And this was a really good start, right? It looks really promising so far. And here, I really just wanted to not die, so I ulted really quickly there. And also, Latios is good burst damage, and he's going to be in a bush. So my thought was, there's a lot of factors that makes the solo res and the Latios good. And it ends up leading to me being KO'd, and unfortunately there, the Charizard respawns and jumps in as everyone's low, and they all die. So again, another mid-game fucking triple kill by the Charizard. This shit was so annoying all game. They nerfed Charizard, but he's still incredibly powerful. I think they need to nerf his Unite move again. Okay, here's what I think they should do with his Unite move. They should make the cooldown actually shorter, or make the move weaker. Like, make the effect and and the damage it deals all less good, but make it a lower cooldown. Then it's kind of interesting with Energy Amp, actually. Because you could use it a lot in the mid-game and just, like, fight people aggressively, and it's not as good, but if they're solo, you can still kill people. Actually, that might be worse. You know, scratch that shit. They should just make the cooldown longer. That's all I gotta do. Yeah, I talked myself into that one. While, of course, my Latios was cleaning up nicely. My attackers were all alright this game. I think my real all-star on the team was the Greninja. He and I worked very well together all game. And of course he's done very well thus far and is going to do well at Rayquaza as well. Here I'm just trying to get my 13 if possible. Mess with this guy some. Give my teammates a reason to come up here if they want. Give their teammates a reason to come up here. We can take a fight if it's good. The thing is, when you have an aggressive Pokemon like Ho, starting fights is never a bad thing. So I'm up here with my ult, and I know I want to res the Greninja, but I don't want to do it when he can die. So I'm going to actually do a strategic res where I wait a little while for some other people on their side to die. So 3 people on their side are dead, and the other 2 guys are both at, like, decent HP for Greninja to kill. So this is a good time to use res. So sometimes you delay, even though you only get 1 person anyway, just to make sure that he's going to be res into a safe situation. You never want to rip it too fast. If you can save it for as long as you can, until it's a good res. It's a very useful tool in Ho-Oh's kit. In my guide, of course, I said it was one of the least good things about Ho, and I still believe that. But if used effectively, it can turn the tide of a game. It's just difficult to make happen. You have to rely a lot on your team being coordinated. And thankfully my team was pretty coordinated this game, so things did work out very well for us. Yep, and with the Groudon shields and buff, we're easily able to score quickly and just keep putting on damage. Here I've sort of accepted I may be dying, but I just want to wall them out, make them as annoyed as possible, fly away, get some sky attack healing. And between that and Fire Spin, I'm just gonna, walk up, pop another stun, and take care of Pikachu. Of course, Charizard shows up and annihilates me instantly because he has Fire Blast. But that is the nature of the Pokemon. Nonetheless, they cannot win from this stage, so they surrender. It was a well-fought battle for sure, and the Charizard did great. But my team overall did very well too, and the Greninja, of course, I think did very, very good. But anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, you know. If you enjoyed the video, let me know. Share with your friends, see if they like it. I don't know, maybe they play Pokemon Unite. Whatever, man. Alright, peace out, y'all.